Facebook Live. We are back for the second segment here today. We had some technical difficulties if you were with us in the last segment, as you know. And looks like there was so much wattage being put out in the airwaves that it blew out the circuits or something like that. Anyway, we're right back. We're talking about the courage to create wealth. This is the name of the show. So stay tuned. Todd, let's start the recording now. Okay. So, Robert, we're talking about wealth, and I was talking about we're talking about how people might be listening on the line right now that are sitting there and they're in their apartment and they don't have a lot of wealth, and they really want to be able to have those mindsets to be able to generate the wealth that you're talking about. How did they get started?
With a dream. What do you want? When do you want it? You ask yourself 7 questions. What do you want? Really, what do you want? What do you want your life to be about? Where do you want to live? What's your ideal lifestyle? Starts there. Where do you want to live? When do you want to have this lifestyle start? Or when do you want to be living it? Who do you want to be living it with you? How much of it do you want? Like, give me some numbers. Your brain's a computer, so plug some numbers in there. Why do you want that dream? Why is that so important to you? And then, of course, the how question is the last question, and it's usually the question that poor people ask first. How can I do this? How can I do that? That's the weakest question you can ask yourself. The strongest question is the why, and then the other questions that go with it, because they create a vision, a dream, something that's real, something that's imagined. Basically, you need to imagine the way you want it to be. And then your brain goes, oh, got it. Okay, you want that? Oh, okay, now they'll vector you on your way towards that. And then the hows start, you start accumulating the hows on the way to what you want. But it starts with the dream. That's the gas for the car.
I love that. Well, listen. I want to continue with this, but I got to take a break here. So when we come back, we're going to be talking about what we are talking about: how to reconnect with yourself, your dreams, your purpose, your passion, so that you can take your life to the next level. We'll be right back.
We'll be back with more Voices of Courage with Ken D. Foster.
Are you feeling stuck or in a holding pattern with your business or life, and you're not doing the things you want or love? Then at some point, you're going to be faced with a decision. You'll either choose to keep living in your comfort zone and risk a life of mediocrity, or increase your courage, step into your power, and forge into the unknown, where everything new becomes possible. If you're truly ready to live masterfully, then you need Ken D. Foster's newest book, The Courage to Change Everything: Strategies and Wisdom to Transform Your Life One Day at a Time. This powerful but simple guide provides you with 365 days of life-transforming wisdom, profound questions, and action steps that will increase your strength and open the doors to success. Stop wondering why your business or life isn't working. The answers are available now. Imagine if you had more courage or another chance to start following your dreams. To pick up your copy of The Courage to Change Everything, visit thecouragetochangeeverything.com. That's thecouragetochangeeverything.com.
If you, your company, or organization is out to change the world and you need a team that produces results to take your message to the next level, Wasabi Publicity is the perfect fit. Recognized by PR Week and Good Morning America for its innovative business practices, Wasabi Publicity works with companies and individuals committed to doing good in the world. Whether it's creating an engaging website, building a passionate social media tribe, or connecting their clients with top media influencers like Good Morning America, the New York Times, and Oprah. Everything they do is instilled with passion, impact, and brilliance. If you're an author, speaker, or organization committed to changing the world, and you need a partner to support you with PR, your website, or social media, go to wasabipublicity.com. That's wasabipublicity.com to schedule a call with Wasabi CEO Drew Gerber.
We're back with Voices of Courage with Ken D. Foster. Learn more about Ken, how to be a guest on the show, and sponsorship opportunities by visiting voicesofcourage.us. And now your host, Ken D. Foster.
All right, we are back. We are talking about the courage to create wealth. Before I get to my special guest, Robert Allen, who's one of the most influential investment advisors of all time, I want to give a shout out to a local organization here in San Diego. It's called Women's Wisdom. It is a networking organization that's been around since 1991. It is women in business and friendship connecting with each other. Again, womenswisdom.net. Womenswisdom.net. They are San Diego's premier networking group for purpose-driven women. Okay, today we're talking about the courage to create wealth. Again, I want to introduce Robert Allen. He is a best-selling author. He's got many books out there, Multiple Streams of Income, Nothing Down, Cracking the Millionaire Code. Robert and I are talking about right now dreams and how dreams can reconnect you to your infinite nature, that that part of you, the best part of you that knows how to navigate through difficult times no matter what and thrives. All right, Robert. So you're talking about dreams. What else do people need to know about this?
When I got started, I wanted to be a millionaire. That's a crazy dream. I read this book called Think and Grow Rich. Have you read that book?
I have.
It's probably the number one book for all people who want to create some financial freedom in their life. Now, Think and Grow Rich is probably the book that gets them started, frankly. And there are 13 principles in that book. And so I just read it. I was planning to read it again this last 2 weeks ago. It starts with that first one. What do you want? Desire. And then you have to add the systems to it. What's a system that you would create wealth with? You have to have a vehicle that would get you there. So there are all kinds of vehicles. There's the internet, there's stock market, there's real estate, there's one-channel business, there's network marketing. There's just so many paths you can take. For me, it was real estate. Back when I was just graduated from university, I couldn't find a job, so I said, well, I'm just going to go right straight to my dream. I'm not going to get a job. I'm going to go create some wealth with real estate. So we started with almost nothing and started buying real estate with little or no money down. That was my story. And so it was the vehicle. So whatever vehicle you choose, you find out what the systems are. Because if you don't have a system, if you're not following a system, somebody else's proven system, then more than likely you'll learn why it didn't work. So add your dream is the fuel, the vehicle, whatever investment you choose. And for me, like I said, it was real estate. It took me about 3 to 4 years for me to crack that net $1 million goal, net million on my net worth. And then I said, well, I want to share this with people. I'll write the book about it. And it became the all-time best-selling real estate book, millions of copies. Number one New York Times bestseller, just a huge bestseller. And
that's Nothing Down. Nothing Down.
Nothing Down. Yeah, Nothing Down was the name of the book. And then I branched out from there. Then one of my next most famous books was Multiple Streams of Income, because if you're an entrepreneur, you want financial freedom, you want to create stuff. You want to create a business that solves people's problems in a profitable way. That's what an entrepreneur is. A problem solver in a profitable way. And so you start looking for other ways of making money. And so Multiple Streams of Income is 10 ways of making money, 10 different ideas that you do. And writing, obviously my second way, that's my second origin, was writing and promoting the concept of financial freedom. Because it was my story. I was saying to the audience in the United States, this is my story. Does it resonate with you? Would you like to be financially free too? With real estate, would you like that? Let me show you how I did it, so you can do it as well. And I didn't realize, Ken, that the information business was 1,000 times more profitable than the real estate business. 1,000 times. Why? Well, in my city, Provo, Utah, is where I did my initial investing in real estate. I bought, dozens of properties. It was located to a physical location in one city, in one state. When I did my information business, starting with my book and then a little seminar I started doing in my local city, I began to realize that people want to create wealth all over the world, in every country, and therefore there's 1,000 times more possibility, more potential in the information business there was in the real estate business. It doesn't mean I still don't do real estate, but it's one of another stream of income. So I've got real estate as a stream of income. Business marketing information is another stream. Public speaking, things like that. Then there's the internet. So as I grew in my career, I went through 4 or 5 different fortunes in 4 or 5 different ways, because as an entrepreneur, you're always looking for new ways of creating, solving people's problems. Let's put it that way. So, what does your audience want? What do you think the vehicle would be for you?
I think when you're asking that question, do you have you've accomplished so much in your life. So let me just ask it to you, and maybe our answer will relate. Do you have to know yourself to be able to do this? Like, if I asked you, Robert, so who's Robert? Who is this Robert? When you take away all the real estate and the internet properties and all that stuff. Yeah. Who are you? Do we have to know each other? And who are you? You know what I'm saying?
That's a deep question.
It is a deep question. I know.
You gotta go. Well, actually, it comes down to purpose, frankly. And when I wrote my first book, Nothing Down, I didn't have any personal stuff in it, personal growth stuff. It was all like systems. How do you buy it? How do you find the real estate? How do you fund it? How do you farm it? When you buy it, what are the techniques? The 50 Nothing Down techniques. But I left out the purpose stuff, which is, does real estate fit you? Does it fit who you are? I mean, why would you go create or try to create wealth in a vehicle that doesn't fit who you are? And for me, it fit me. There are 4 questions that I had to learn to ask myself. Number 1, what do I love to do? What am I passionate about? That's the first question, passion. And I was passionate about real estate. Oh my gosh, I went to every seminar I could. I read all the books. I was like insatiable,
Right.
The second one is about talent. It's what are you good at? And I was good at it. I was good at negotiating with people. I was good at finding those deals, and I enjoyed that process. But some people don't. They don't like parts of the business that they're doing, and because it's not only they're not passionate about it, but they're not good at it. For me, values was another question I would ask myself: what's important to me? What is really important to me? Because if it's not important, I won't do it. And so freedom, that was really, really important to me. I did not want to work for somebody else. I wanted to be the boss. I wanted to control it. I wanted to have free. When I wake up in the morning, I do what I want to do, when I want to do it, whenever I want to do it, as long as I want, no matter what it costs, And so those 3 fundamentals, they resonated with my real estate stuff. Then finally, what's my destiny? Why am I here on this planet? What's my gift that I'm going to give to the world? What's my song? What do I want to sing? So until I really kind of resonated or discovered my purpose, that's what I call it for me personally, until I really got that, I was just, flailing around trying to find something to do, doing some real estate, but really not getting it,
I totally get that, and I know I've had to do that in my own life. Listen, I got to take another break, so I will be right back. And when we come back, I do want to ask, what does it take to be wealthy? Do we have what it takes to be a wealthy person? I think that's an important question that people want to know. Do they have what it takes? We'll be right back.
Okay.
We'll be back with more Voices of Courage with Ken D. Foster.
There comes a time when you know you need to restart and regain control of your life. A time to seek freedom from the anxiety, addiction, and other issues that may be bringing you down. A time to heal and re-emerge as the real you. Villa Kalima is a holistic residential recovery program exclusively for women for individualized treatment. Villa Kalima offers proven clinical and holistic therapies for the mind, body, and spirit to assure sustainable recovery. Villa Kalima focuses on healing the cause, not temporarily masking symptoms. It's the only way to truly recover and find yourself again. Villa Kalima is located in a beautiful, peaceful, resort-like setting and is a licensed and accredited residential treatment center accepting a variety of health insurances. Start your healing and renewal today by calling Villa Kalima in La Costa, California at 760-814-8214. 760-814-8214. Villa Kalima, a place for transformation.
A few of my New York Times best-selling friends and I, and some of my best-selling book marketing strategists are going to be teaching you how to write, market, and launch your book to best-selling status at no cost to you. You're going to learn from the experts that I use, their formulas, and their simple steps to make your book a bestseller. You're going to be given the cutting-edge social media strategies to launch or relaunch your book. You're going to also be given my best-selling book marketing plan to use for your campaigns.
We're back with Voices of Courage with Ken D. Foster. Learn more about Ken, how to be a guest on the show, and sponsorship opportunities by visiting voicesofcourage.us. And now your host, Ken D. Foster.
Okay, well, we're back with best-selling author Robert Allen. And the show is called The Courage to Create Wealth. You know, Robert, one of the things I haven't asked you is how people can connect with you. So let me get that at the front of the show so people know how to find you.
I would tell them just to go to robertallen.com.
Okay, robertallen.com. That's easy enough.
Yep.
All right.
Easy.
Do you have what it takes to be wealthy? A lot of people are asking that question. How would you help them answer that?
If you have to ask that question, you don't have what it takes.
Okay.
Do you really want to be financially free? Then prove it. Go do it. Nobody had to. I didn't have to second guess myself. I knew what I wanted, and I just went and got it. So it's hard. It's hard to do because you make mistakes and there are all kinds of challenges. But if you have doubts about that process, the real question I want to ask you is, are you sure you really want this? Are you willing to do whatever it takes to make this happen? Because if you're not, it's going to be a long journey and very, very painful journey. But you got to know what you want. And so the real question is, are you willing to make the sacrifices to make this happen?
You know, there's people around the world that hear this broadcast. We're, of course, in 38 countries. And they may be sitting, they're not in the United States. They're in a place where they're wondering, you know, a lot of people want the American dream. What do they have to do, Robert? What is the mindset? I just got what you said. Get up, get it done, start taking steps towards it. What's the mindset that somebody has to have? Well, give me a couple beliefs maybe that you have around creating wealth so others can assimilate that.
You know, I was reading the Tiger Woods biography just a couple days ago. And when he was 10 years old, actually when he was 6 years old, his dad gave him a set of tapes to listen to. And Tiger wrote down as a young kid the beliefs that he needed to have in order for him to be the best in the world. And he wrote, and so I'm reading from the book, so I said, page 27, I believe in me. I will own my own destiny. I smile at obstacles. Things like that. For me, the Think and Grow Rich book is probably the book that contains the fundamental principles: desire, faith, autosuggestion, specialized knowledge, imagination, decision, persistence, organized planning, the power of the mastermind, the mystery of sex transmutation, the brain, the subconscious mind, and the sixth sense. I memorized those forwards and backwards because they kind of form the foundation of what people need. Mm-hmm. But here's where the problem comes, Ken. Which is more important? You have three fundamental pieces of knowledge you absolutely need in order to succeed. You need to have what I call system knowledge, and you need, number two, you need people knowledge, and you need mindset knowledge. System knowledge is whatever vehicle you choose, whether it's real estate or the stock market. You need to have a system, and so it's left brain stuff, step by step by step. My book, Multiple Streams of Income, is 100% left brain system stuff. But a lot of people will read that book and not be able to do anything with it because they are missing the other two pieces. Number one, mind as people knowledge, and that's how to communicate with people, how to persuade people, how to communicate and invite and inspire people around you so they trust you. And then the third piece is mindset knowledge. It's so you can persuade yourself to do whatever it takes to go follow the systems that you're studying. And so for most of my career, it's been teaching system stuff, mindset, left brain stuff, not mindset stuff. But when you really boil it down to the really essence of wealth, if you don't have the mindset, it doesn't matter what system you're using. It does. If you don't have the mindset to be driven to get what you want, when you communicate with other people, they'll be able to tell that you are not serious about what you really want. So if it's 99% of mindset, and then you can go get all the rest of it. It's not that difficult. For instance, you can go find a used copy of my book. You spend $1. I've had dozens of people telling me the stories of them buying my book at a used bookstore. But they had the mindset to now take the systems that I teach and just go out and do it, and to fail through the learning curve. And there is a learning curve, and there's a lot of failure involved in it. And yet because their mindset was so strong, so determined, whatever it took, that they failed their way through the learning curve until they finally succeeded on the other side of that curve. And then they created wealth. And I see a lot of people who die in the valley of the learning curve. They have wishes, but they don't have desires. They have hopes, but they don't have determination. And therefore, as they start going through the learning curve, they fail. And they'll fail over and over and over again until they finally say, do I really want this? I'm willing to do whatever it takes. Then you see the success on the other side.
That's really good, because I think there's a lot of people out there that they see failure as something wrong with it. And what I'm hearing you say, and which is what I believe do, failure is a time to adjust. It's a time to fire up our passion again. It's a time to look for new opportunities and to step into our brilliance in a greater way to overcome that challenge. But I think a lot of people think a different thought around that. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, they don't want to look foolish.
Yeah.
They're afraid of what other people think of them. So if other people were watching and you make a mistake, you're going to be a fool. And therefore they go, I don't want to look like foolish. I don't want to look foolish. Okay, then look poor. Because you get to choose whichever one of those two you want. Do you want to look poor or do you want to look foolish? Because if you want to get rich, you've got to look foolish. You got to look. You have to have 95% of the people will not like you. Because they don't understand your drive. What drives you? There's a book I picked up the other day. I was walking through a bookstore. I read so many books, and the title said it all. It's a great book. The courage, speaking of our subject today, the courage to be disliked. And when I read that title, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, that's an incredible title. I had to buy it.
Yes.
And it's good. It's great content. But the title says it all. Frankly, I don't even need to read the book.
Yeah.
The courage to be disliked. And most people do not have that courage. They don't. So they end up poor because they want everybody to like them. Well, hey, you have one life. One time here on this planet. According to my spiritual belief, this is it. So if this is it, then make sure you get what you want out of this life, regardless of what other people think of you, right?
You gotta fail forward and step into your brilliance. And I love what you said. It's like, be willing to look like the fool. It's okay. I remember myself when I first started writing blogs, and I didn't know how to spell. I really didn't. This is before we had spell check and all that. And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to put them out there anyway. And you know what I had? I had probably 10 people on every blog would come back and say, hey, you misspelled this, you didn't do this. And I'd be thinking, that's cool. They're showing me my mistakes. Now I can go and put it back out in another way. Now I've learned from my mistakes. How cool is that? But most people wouldn't do that unless they had it just exactly right, which is, from my point of view, a time killer for most people.
Yeah, perfection. Yeah, They want to be perfect. And so they'll wait and wait and wait and wait. The opportunities, hundreds of opportunities are just floating around them, all around them, but they want to be perfect. And
when great failures come, oh gosh, I don't think I'm going to have time to ask you this, but you tell the story of when you had it all right after nothing down, and you built your home, and the home, the avalanche came and it crashed, and and everything fell apart. I've got 30 seconds. How does that? How did you recover from that disaster? I think people can learn from that.
Have you ever lost it all? I'm not asking you, Ken, but I'm asking your audience. When you lose it all, you get a chance to gut check. Do I really want to continue and pursue the dream I thought I had at one time? And I was there. I arrived. I got it. And then this avalanche destroyed my mountain home. The insurance company wouldn't pay the insurance. So the bank called the loan, and I had to pay it, and they took everything from me. I had nothing left. But I just did it one step at a time. I'd wake up in the morning, just one day at a time, under a crushing amount of debt and a horrible feeling of like I was the biggest failure on the face of the earth. This incredible shame that I had to lift and to carry every day. But every day I would just take one step. And it took me 5 years to get out of that. It was hard, really hard. But you know what? Now I realize I can do anything. If I can come back from that, hey.
So if you can come back from that, I know we can come back from a whole bunch of lesser things. Listen, I got to take a break. We'll be right back. When we come back, can you still create wealth starting from zero? Let's find out. We'll be right back.
We'll be back with more Voices of Courage with Ken D. Foster.
Are you feeling stuck or in a holding pattern with your business or life, and you're not doing the things you want or love? Then at some point, you're going to be faced with a decision. You'll either choose to keep living in your comfort zone and risk a life of mediocrity, or increase your courage, step into your power, and forge into the unknown, where everything new becomes possible. If you're truly ready to live masterfully, then you need Ken D. Foster's newest book, The Courage to Change Everything, Strategies and Wisdom to Transform Your Life One Day at a Time. This powerful but simple guide provides you with 365 days of life-transforming wisdom, profound questions, and action steps that will increase your strength and open the doors to success. Stop wondering why your business or life isn't working. The answers are available now. Imagine if you had more courage or another chance to start following your dreams. To pick up your copy of The Courage to Change Everything, visit thecouragetochangeeverything.com. That's thecouragetochangeeverything.com.
Hi, Ken D. Foster here. A few of my New York Times best-selling author friends, book marketing strategist, and I are going to be teaching you how to write, market, and launch your book to bestseller status. And get this, no cost to you. You're going to learn from the experts that I use, their formulas and simple steps to make your book a bestseller. We're going to be giving you the cutting-edge social media strategies to launch and relaunch your book, And I'm going to be giving you my best-selling book marketing plan to use for all of your campaigns. If you'd like to find out more about this, just go to couragetochange.us/invite. Again, couragetochange.us/invite.
If you, your company, or organization is out to change the world and you need a team that produces results to take your message to the next level, Wasabi Publicity is the perfect fit. Recognized by PR Week and Good Morning America for its innovative business practices, Wasabi Publicity works with companies and individuals committed to doing good in the world. Whether it's creating an engaging website, building a passionate social media tribe, or connecting their clients with top media influencers like Good Morning America, the New York Times, and Oprah. Everything they do is instilled with passion, impact, and brilliance. If you're an author, speaker, or organization committed to changing the world, and you need a partner to support you with PR, your website, or social media, go to wasabipublicity.com. That's wasabipublicity.com to schedule a call with Wasabi CEO Drew Gerber.
With Voices of Courage with Ken D. Foster. Learn more about Ken, how to be a guest on the show, and sponsorship opportunities by visiting voicesofcourage.us. And now your host, Ken D. Foster.
Well, I'm with guest Robert Allen, who's one of the most influential investment advisors of all time, who has authored several best-selling books on personal finance. And the show, the title today is The Courage to Create Wealth. And we were just talking about when Robert lost his home and everything went down the mountain and the insurance companies wouldn't pay for it, and it took you 5 years to recover from that. I guess my next question is kind of tied into that. Can you still create wealth starting from zero like you did back then?
The answer is absolutely, of course. Of course. If you don't have the money, if you don't have the credit or the cash or the collateral or cash flow, the things that a banker wants, then somebody does. Somebody does. Somebody has the money sitting in their bank account right now. You find a good real estate deal, you find it, you're the bird dog, then you find an angel who wants the deal. And so you literally find opportunities that you can't fund and find the funders, find people who want it. And so you have to find both. You have to find two things there. You have to find a good opportunity. If it's real estate, then a highly motivated seller, and then you have to find the money to be able to put it together. That's how I did it when I got started. I didn't have a lot of money. I joined a little group, and I just networked with people, and I would show them the deals I was finding that I couldn't afford. And they would say, "Oh, that's great. This is incredible." And I would make profit from it. We would both win. Sometimes it would be 50-50. Sometimes I'd just make a finder's fee. But the same thing goes with if it's real estate, if it's a business, if it's an internet site, if, somebody has whatever you want to fund whatever dream you have for yourself. So the money is everywhere. Yeah. Money is attracted to great deals. So if you have a great deal, the money's going to come find you, or it'll be easier to find it. Let's put it that way. So the answer, I've started over myself several times, deep in debt. Nothing now, not with no money, with millions of dollars in debt. Yeah. I've started that way. So the point is, the answer is yes. Of course you can.
Yeah.
Start with nothing.
So money follows the great deals. Money follows your passion. Money follows your commitment. That's I'm hearing from you. Yeah. And right. So I hope my audience is getting this, because this is a lesson I did not get early on. I had dreams that I really wanted to go after, and I always thought, well, I just don't have the money to do them. I just don't know where I could get the money. Nobody's going to loan me the money. The bank won't loan me the money. I don't have the credit to get it, and on. My mind would chatter until it would just stop the dream. Right. And, it was heartbreaking looking back at my life around those times. And not anymore. I realized what I need to learn. But how do we help people to get off of that mindset? that that they can't do it, because they can do it?
Well, one of the reasons why we can't do it is because the enemy is in our own mind. And the enemy is that critical voice that tries to talk you out of it. And we all have one. Sometimes it's a loud voice in our own mind, sometimes it's soft. But we all have this little doubter inside our mind that creates this doubt of whether we can do it or not. And you can even hear the words, something like, you can't do it, how can you afford that, who would lend you the money? And we don't really recognize that that voice is not us. Why would we say those things to ourselves? We wouldn't. Sometimes they say it's the ego, but hey, I would rather you identify that voice as a critic and say to that voice, thank you for the input, I appreciate it, but I have a dream to pursue here. So don't tell me I can't do it. It's just turn the volume down, really. Turn the volume down and don't listen to it. And most people never are taught that, because they live constantly with this sense of doubt and discouragement and I'm not good enough. Well, usually the source of that doubt is this critical voice that is there to challenge you, basically. Are you going to let that voice stop you? This little naggingness in your mind? Or are you going to rise above that or do it in spite of the voice? If you're an entrepreneur and somebody tells you can't do it, what does an entrepreneur do? They come right back and they say, watch me.
That's
when
right.
somebody tells you can't succeed, depends on how you respond to it. If they tell you can't, if you believe them, then they're right, But as an entrepreneur, we love to be challenged. So I challenge everybody on the call here today. I challenge you. Make it happen. Do it. Go for it.
I love that. I love it. Well, Robert Allen, thank you so much for being part of this today. I really appreciate your time. If you only knew how much I valued your time. This has been wonderful. Again, people can get you at robertallen.com, robertallen.com. Any final thoughts here?
Well, the ones who are determined to go take, they'll take a few of the nuggets that we shared with them today, and they'll add it to their pile, and they'll just go make it happen. So I wish you well. I'm looking forward to seeing you all at the top. And thank you, Ken, for giving us the opportunity to share this time together. Thank you.
It's been my pleasure. All right. Well, listen, no matter what your level of achievement, if you submerge your mind in daily astute wisdom, courageous strategies, and time-tested wealth principles, you will redefine what you can do. I hope you've enjoyed this show. My voice is gone. So until next week, have a great day. Great week.
Thanks for joining us for Voices of Courage with Ken D. Foster. Learn more about Ken, how to be a guest on the show, and sponsorship opportunities by visiting voicesofcourage.us. And we're always interested in what you have to say. So follow Ken on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, or email your questions and comments to viewer@voicesofcourage.us. Also, you can find all of Ken's previous shows by visiting voicesofcourage.us. Be sure to join us next time as Ken brings more stories of courage that will inspire greatness within you and change your life for the better. Until next time, live courageously and see the unseeable, know the unknowable, and do the impossible. This has been Voices of Courage with Ken D. Foster.